We're out in Ann Arbor, Michigan today to drive Toyota's latest new car. It's a car that you really wouldn't think too much about if you're a driving enthusiast. In fact, when this was originally produced and came into production in the mid-90s, the Toyota Avalon was sort of thought of as, well, this is the Buick Roadmaster that Buick no longer builds. Now here today on 10-Minute Test Drive and Rumblestrip.NET, we're going to have a first look at the all-new 2013 Toyota Avalon. So when you think Toyota Avalon, you don't really think of driver's car. You don't think anything remotely German about it. Yet Toyota's done a tremendous job here of calibrating the suspension and the rigidity of the overall chassis to give you a really, really good driving experience. Now, driving experience in Toyota, yes, that's normally a contradiction in terms. But as we said, they've really gone to great lengths to really firm up the driving characteristics of this car. Even in the hybrid version, it's not bad. The V6 version definitely is more of gives you more of the driver's experience of the car. Now there are some different modes that you can choose. You can choose in the hybrid an EV mode, a sport mode, a normal mode, and an eco mode. In the V6 you just get normal, eco, and sport. Now EV in the hybrid will give you all electric power for about a mile, up to about 25 miles an hour, and it's great for crawling along in parking lots and such, and you know, it makes you really see how quiet the car is. Also in the hybrid, when you're coasting, you really feel how quiet the car is. Now this does use low rolling resistance tires. They are Michelin's, and they do a good job of giving you good grip, but you know, you do feel some of the hard sidewall in there occasionally. It does transmit a little bit of road noise through the car. There's some interesting design dynamics going on here in the Toyota Avalon. You see that they borrowed a lot from a number of different cars. From certain angles, it looks like an Audi A7. From certain angles, it has very much an Aston Martin DB9. And from certain side profiles, you almost see Jag XJ. Now, there are some things in the front that they could have done a little better that maybe would have made this a little more harmonious. They definitely have sort of the Aston/Ford trapezoidal grille going on in the front here. And, you know, that's mainly the only area we're not particularly fond of from a design standpoint. The front doesn't quite grab us, but from the side profile, from a rear 3/4, we think it's really well done. Let's dive in and have a look at the inside, where they really, really did a great job, not only in the quality of the materials, but how everything is put together, and even some of the choices in color. They've really stepped this up a notch. So here in the interior, in the trim that we have, which is the XLE, which is not the limited model, it's the higher trim. This is more the normal trim. They've done a really good job, and some of this is very Audi-esque, and I really mean that in the highest terms. What I want you to look at is the choice of colors here. And colors do make a difference. Yeah, this is darker color with the light, and then with the dark kind of plastic material here. You have a bit of a brushed, dark brushed aluminum look to some of this. These are touch sensitive buttons there. The stitching here is actual stitching. They have just a few people at the factory in Kentucky who hand stitch this. Now obviously it's done on a machine, but it's not automated. They actually do all the stitching here with this material on the dash, and it's really, really nicely done. This wood here looks really good, although whatever they have behind it is not the best. There is some use of hard plastic in here, in the higher impact areas down here, the low in the door, and then also in the center console. But again, here we go. Dark color here, light color, and then a darker color here. Silver, kind of a chrome trim, and then difference here. So just a really, really nice job. You know, this is obviously the hybrid mode, so you can see how you know, charge, eco, power, speedometer, the little graphics in there to tell you all that. The center console here is sculpted very nicely. Some people will like this, some people won't. I mean, it gets reasonably well done. You even have a area down here for hiding all of your electronics that is very, very deep. Definitely can hide some good stuff down there. Or if you just want to leave it closed, you can even just set your phone there if you so choose. We have heated seats, and here you have your modes of Eco, EV, Sport, and then there's also normal. You can also manually, this one doesn't, but the V6 has paddle shifters. Oops, sorry about that. And then obviously memory seats, auto express up and down on all windows. Thank you very much, Toyota, and your adjustments for your mirror. Even with the swoopy rear design of this car, the back part of the design of this car, it still has really good headroom in here. There's plenty of headroom for me at 5'11". As you can see, we have plenty of leg room. This front seat is set for someone at, you know, a little over 6 foot, 6'2", and so plenty of knee room here. They've done a great job of sculpting in here to give you more headroom. If you follow the path of my hand, you see that there's a scoop in here that goes back, so make sure that you have plenty of headroom. Materials back here are fantastic. Quality of the leather is very good. It's nice and supple. Now, one of the other things in the V6 Model 2 is it has the paddle shifters, and they do a really good job. In fact, they even have it where on the downshift it'll blip the throttle, raise the revs on the down change to make it even smoother. You call for a gear, it gives you a gear. There's really no hesitation in it. The only nanny parts that come into it, it'll beep at you when you try to select too low of a gear for the speed you're in. Overall, driving, as we said, was really good in this. This is just a first look at it. We've only driven the V6 model for about 30 miles. We've driven this hybrid model about 15 or 20 miles. And in general, we like it. It's really well put together, really a shockingly good car. This is no longer your grandparents' Japanese Buick Roadmaster. This is, I'm not going to call this quite a driver's car yet, but when you think of Toyota and driving dynamics, as we said, those two don't necessarily go together. But here in the Avalon, it's pretty good. The Toyota Avalon reflects the first full production car to come out of Toyota since Akio Toyoda took over, in the sense that he oversaw it from its beginning to its end. The also interesting thing about the Toyota Avalon is that this is really a soup-to-nuts American car. It was designed in California at Calty. It was engineered here in Michigan at Toyota's Tech Center, and it's going to be built in Kentucky. So this really is an all-American car built by Toyota, and Toyota anticipates that when you look at its content of U.S. content versus foreign content, it will be the most, it'll have the most American content of any car built and sold in America. So this really is a car built for America by Toyota. Now, my drive partner for this event was Doug Guthrie. He is the auto editor for the Detroit News, and he came up with a great line which I think pretty much characterizes this car. The Japanese came to America to build the German car.